my name is Artur Cordeiro. I'm a researcher at Inestec and I'm a PhD student on electrical and computer engineering on the TAD. Today I'm going to present my thesis plan, which title is Modular and Configurable Robot Picking Architecture Applied into Industrial Environments. My supervisors are currently João Souza and Luís Rocha, and the associated institutes are UTAD, Inestec, namely Chris and II Lab. My presentation is divided as follows. Firstly, I will describe the motivation and context. Then I will detail the objectives of this plan, the tests, the preliminary microarchitecture, publish and plan articles, schedule, and lastly the graphical abstract. To give a little bit of context and motivation behind this plan, I will start by explaining the current bin picking solutions. These solutions are currently applied into industrial environments to minimize labor work, reduce mistakes, and to produce a solution capable of working 24 hours. However, these solutions are implemented in controlled environment with only one type of object, a stationary workspace, and they are difficult to configure in order to pick another type of object. Picking in general, it's an easy task for humans. However, for robots, this is an extremely complex task, requiring the coordination of several actuators and information. Due to this difficult of the problem in question, state-of-art approaches are investigating the use of deep learning methods, minimizing the elapsed time to estimate the final solutions. In this case, can be a 60 solution or a grasp solution. The question that we have is how can deep neural networks be implemented in the robotic field, and how can be acceptable to industry demands, for example process time and accuracy and precision. Can we work with both deep learning and classical methods to improve bin picking systems, and how to implement a modular and reconfigurable pipeline, allowing it to be implemented in several industrial or logistic operations. Currently, the solution developed by Nestec is depicted in this slide. It, it is divided into three stages: 3D segmentation, CAD matching, and grasp estimation. However, this solution requires the time required to estimate 60 poses fluctuates, requiring between 6 or 65 seconds. There are several scenario restrictions due to the segmentation algorithm, and the system is not capable of detecting an object or recognizing an object before matching the object with the CAD model. The objectives of this plan are the following: to develop a model capable of segmenting 2D and 3D data based on deep learning and classical methods, techniques, implement a system capable of adopting several machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow or PyTorch, to develop additional models capable of generating grasp candidates or 6D poses, develop a modular and configurable pipeline with different base models capable of changing according to the task in question, develop methods of reinforcement learning, like can learn new objects from previous trained ones, and to improve deep neural network training. This can be done by develop a simulation capable of generating synthetic data, and to develop an algorithm to annotate or label these synthetic data. The first task is to establish the communication protocol, propose a modular architecture based on classical and deep learning methods, and to define the use case scenario. The second task is to study, train, and restructure the instance segmentation neural networks, like for example MaskRCNN, to develop a method capable of switching between different neural networks, PyTorch and TensorFlow, and to develop a synthetic data and label generator algorithm. The 2D segmentation model is depicted on the left image. We're gonna have a main server and we're gonna have base models that are abstract functions that can be implemented child models into these base models. Like for example, you can implement different frameworks, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and we can implement different image processing algorithms. The third task is to develop uh, the development of reconfigurable segmentation algorithms, develop a system to estimate bin picky solutions based on deep learning or classical methods, and to develop external models to configure the main model, like for example placing algorithms based on statistical or nesting optimization algorithms, 2D and 3D collision algorithms, and object segmentation algorithms based on metrics such as radial distance, Euclidean distance, depth distance, among others. The last task is to develop a model based on deep learning capable of estimating 6D or grasp poses, create a deep learning architecture to accept reinforcement learning techniques, and to develop a system capable of learning and picking novel objects based on previously known ones. The preliminary marker architecture is depicted in this image. We can have different input data like RGB, depth data, and we can generate point cloud data, for example, and we can apply uh, deep learning methods or classical methods or the two together to obtain different results like 6D poses, 2D segmentations, and 3D segmentations. Currently, I publish 3 articles, 2 in conference and 1 in a journal, and is planned to publish 3 more articles about 2D instance segmentation, deep learning automated data synthesis and labeling, and reconfigurable segmentation model for logistic pinky operations. The schedule is depicted in this image is essentially the test that I previously described, however with timestamps. It is divided in 3 work plans: pipeline development, algorithm testing, and thesis development. Lastly, the graphical abstract is divided into 3 main blocks: runtime execution, data synthesis, and training. The data synthesis is the data acquired to train the deep neural networks, like for example can be real data or synthetic data with specific labels. The training stage is to, as the name suggests, train the deep neural networks, and the runtime execution, we're gonna receive different input data, we're gonna process this data, and we're gonna apply classical or deep learning methods or the two together, and only execute the child blocks that we want, basically the models that we want. And with this we can have different outputs like 2D segmentation, 3D segmentation, 6D object poses, or grasp poses. These are my reference, and that is the end of my presentation.